Hey guys, this is Frozen 2 Ensuring Things Fanboy 2004 here, and welcome back to another video. And today it's going to be another movie review, and another movie I just saw in theaters today, and it's a movie that I've been waiting for. I've been hyped for. It was one of my most anticipated movies of the year for like a long time. And this movie I'm talking about is Amsterdam. So Amsterdam is directed by David O. Russell, who he had a 7 year hiatus from making movies after Joy from 2015. Yeah, he's back now, and it stars what I consider the biggest and best cast ensemble of the year. Sorry, Naso too. Glass Onion. Stars Christian Bale, John David Washington, Margot Robbie, Anya Taylor-Joy, Margot Robbie, Chris Rock, Robert De Niro, Michael Shannon, Mike Myers, Taylor Swift, Zoe Saldana, Andrea Riseborough, I don't know how to pronounce the name, Timothy Olyphant, I don't know how to pronounce the name either, and Alessandro Nivola. Yeah, that many all-star cast, and the film tells the true story. Back in the 1930s, basically tells the story of three friends, played by Christian Bale, John David Washington, and Margot Robbie, who get involved in who, in an outrageous murder plot, and one of the most outrageous murder plots in American history, and they get framed for it, and so they must clear the name and find a killer. That's the best I can summarize this without giving away any spoilers. So yeah, I'm sure you guys know about the David O. Russell controversy. Yeah, David O. Russell. Yeah, for those who don't know about it, back in 2011, yeah, David O. Russell is a pretty bad person in real life. Actually, he sexually assaulted his niece. And he even he's even like rude to his actors. He's really mean when it comes to like behind the scenes and stuff. Yeah, he's really like a bad person, and I'm not gonna defend David Russell for being a bad person in real life, and especially sexually assaulting his own niece. That's terrible. But I'm not really the type of person who would like put the art and the artist together, like like saying if something bad happens behind the scenes, automatic bad movie, and just make up reasons for it. And I like David Russell, but I don't love him. I mean, I was actually a little too generous to him before. I mean, there's some movies now that I used to love, but now I think it's not that good. Like I adore the fighter to no end. I think the fighter is, well, back then his favorite the best film he did. I mean, Mark Wahlberg, Christian Bale, loved them, and Amy Adams as well. Love them. Yeah, love the fighter. Silver Linings Playbook. Honestly, I think Linings Playbook is overrated. I used to love that film when I first saw it, but the more I think about it, like like it's just not my cup of tea, and I was probably too generous to it. I wasn't really that honest. I don't think it's probably the most overrated movie of 2012. And American Hustle is pretty good. I can see, but I can see why people call it overrated. But I think it's a great film. I like it, but I don't like 1,000,000% love it. Three Kings is underappreciated. I think more people need to see that film. I think that movie is so much fun, and uh, uh, I never even heard that film until my mom showed me, and man, it was so much fun. And what else? And Joy. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Joy. I think it's just, I mean, love Jennifer Lawrence, but I think the movie is just so boring, and I just didn't care for it. And I don't even remember what happened in that film anymore. The only reason I remember Joy existed is because of Inside Out releasing the same year as that film. And then and then we've never seen the light of day from David O. Russell. Like, I mean, we've never even seen a David O. Russell movie throughout Donald Trump's presidency. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about politics, but on my channel. But I mean, the last movie that um, David Russell directed was when Barack Obama was still president, and then now Biden is like Biden was president, like the entire Donald Trump run, and David Russell like didn't even do anything. Yeah, I'm not really an American, but yeah, I think I know that that was a fact. And now he's back with Amsterdam, and I know like when the trailer came out, many people said that they were not going to watch this film because of how much of a bad person David Russell is. But you know, like seriously, if that's the case, then why did the people like watch Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle, Joy? Like, why were those films like so recognized? Like people saw those films when David O. Russell like became a bad person before Silver Linings Playbook came out. But yeah, I mean, I was still thinking that maybe this could get pretty good reviews. Maybe I was hoping so. And this came out the same day as my least anticipated movie for the rest of the year. Rest of the year, Lyle Crocodile. Which, by the way, I'm gonna wait for the movie online. I'm not gonna watch the movie like I'm sure you know what I mean by that, but I'm gonna wait for Lila Crocodile to come out on digital. Hopefully by like the end of November or beginning of December, I can watch it. But yeah, I think there's just better movies to watch than that movie. And yeah, Lala Crocodile got actually got really good reviews, which oh boy, oh god, yeah, got good reviews, but unfortunately Amsterdam, it was massively panned by critics and even audiences. Yeah, no one liked this movie. Like it's sad. Like no one liked this movie. Well, maybe my Instagram friends like it. Like I know like in Canada fans like probably the only one who loves it so far, but yeah, but yeah, I mean the most positive reviews of this film I saw were just like saying, oh, it's fine, it's all right. I mean it's fun but convoluted. And but others said that called this like one of the worst movies of the year and the worst of David O. Russell's movies. But I didn't care. I still saw this film in theaters, and yeah, I mean this movie did bomb, but honestly, this movie bombed sadly. But I think that people didn't want to see this film because they didn't want to give their money to David O. Russell. And but I hope Lyle. I'm not sure how Lyle Crocodile did in the box office. I hope it flopped too. No offense to the people making it, but but after seeing Amsterdam for myself, I gotta say that was a freaking blast. Yeah, wow. This movie was so good. I loved it. Yeah, it was so much fun, and dare I say it, this is probably the best David O. Russell movie yet. Yep, even dethroning the fighter as the best one. And I watched this a million times over over that overrated Silver Linings Playbook. Yeah, I mean Silver Linings Playbook is a very well made film and great performances, but it's just not my thing. Yeah, but Amsterdam, I would probably watch this film over and over again because this is probably one of the most entertaining movies of the year so far. Yeah, I mean, why can't critics just enjoy movies? Like, why do they have to, like? I mean, sometimes I look at movies for entertainment over quality. But even with this kind of film, it's not. I mean, it could have been a guilty pleasure. With like it would have been noticeably had a weak story. But I didn't see that. I wouldn't say it's a perfect movie. I mean, it's just flawless. Yeah, I didn't really have any flaws with this. I and yeah. Now let's talk about why I love this movie. Yeah. First of all, I think we can all agree that this movie has a top notch cast. Yeah. I mean, not a single bad actor or bad performance in there. I mean, of course, the three leads are amazing. Christian Bale, John David Washington, and Margot Robbie were all like fantastic in their roles. And yeah, especially of the three, Margot Robbie is obviously the best, and I think this is one of her best performances. I mean, I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is her best performance, but this one is definitely like up there. I'm not sure how this compares to her performance in Wolf of Wall Street. I'll think about it. But damn, like they're all great. I mean, every single actor, no matter how much screen time they get, gives like really like strong performances. Rami Malek was amazing. I love the Chris Rock as well. Probably his best performance to date. Yeah, his best performance to date. Sorry, Marky from Madagascar. Taylor Swift, like her acting is great actually. Like so much better than people make it out to be. Even though like well, even though she doesn't really appear for, like the first 10 minutes. I think you already know that she what happens to her if you saw that clip. Yeah, but she only appeared for like 10 minutes, and that's fine. Um, Meg Marsh is great as well as this spy like Bond like spy like basically American Bond, one of those American Bonds. But he was great. Like probably his best live action performance. But Shrek will always be like Mike Myers' signature performance. And but the standout the standout for me, like in my opinion, yeah, and the standout for me is Anya Taylor Joy. Yup. No surprise to all. Like if you know me so well, you know how much I adore Anya Taylor Joy to know, and one of the best actresses of all time. Even though like she doesn't get like the best screen time, I mean, yeah, I mean her cat. She's still like the standout for me as she's as well. I don't want to spoil anything, but you'll see what I mean later on. And yeah, but Anya Taylor Joy is phenomenal, and I loved her. Even though like even though I think there are better actresses than her, I'm actually nowadays more of a Florence Pugh fan than a Anna Taylor Joy fan. But what am I kidding? I love Anna Taylor Joy. Even though but I think the best Anna Taylor Joy movie of the year is still The Northman. Love The Northman. I want to review that movie someday. Um, what else is there? Okay, well, enough of the cast. Let's talk about the other aspects of the film. Yeah, I think this is a very well made film. Yeah, like even in a technical wise, love the cinematography. Love the direction despite being directed by a bad person. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. I love the production design of the 1930s. It looks perfect. Like it doesn't try to look like any other decade. It knows it's the 1930s, and it absolutely knows what it's doing. Like, and even the early 19s, yeah, I mean that time, yeah, that was absolutely perfected. And uh love the score is also great as well, and yeah, the editing is also great. Like top notch editing, one of the best edited movies of the year, and I love that the way and the pacing is great too. It's very fast paced. Like you like, yeah, it could have been easily slow paced. Like I was like, expecting like a slower movie considering like they some of David Russell's movies were kind of slow, like The Fighter and the Silver Linings Playbook, but this was basically like the Three Kings level of pace, where like it just goes on and on and on. I mean, it does have like some time to breathe, like in a few like scenes, but I mean, it's a very fast pace. Like it's so fast. It moves like so quick. It doesn't slow down. Well, sometimes it does. But I was never bored throughout. Yeah, I was like never bored throughout the movie. It was just so fun. And now let's talk about the story. I know this movie was heavily criticized for being convoluted, being messy, and doesn't have an identity. Like it wants to be like so many things at once. I don't see that honestly. I don't see that problem. What I saw in this movie was a very straightforward story where I was actually able to follow it, and yeah, and it was as a result, it was just fun to watch. I don't know. I just really enjoyed that movie. Yeah, the story, and I love murder mysteries, but I love that this was not your ordinary murder mystery. It absolute yeah, that's what I like. I mean, it was just fun. But like it's not really type of like who done film that makes you keep guessing. Although I did figure out who the villain was going to be like nearly an hour in, like maybe like 40, 50 minutes in. I knew who the villain was going to be, and I kind of got it right. I mostly guessed the villain through the actor playing him, and kind of like seeing his intentions, but I don't really like give like predictable as a big criticism unless like if it's not well executed. If it's well executed, then I can forgive the movie for being predictable. And yeah, I don't think And plus, this movie did have an identity. It's a detective. It's a detective mystery movie, and while being a comedy, and the jokes were actually really funny. The jokes were actually pretty good. I did laugh at some aspects, especially like when Christian Bale's narration was hilarious. Okay, well, I guess that's all for me. So overall, Amsterdam is such a great movie. I absolutely loved it, and I don't see the hate for it. I mean, it undoubtedly has the best the cast ensemble of the year. So many like all star cast, and but it doesn't shy itself away from like being like so entertaining, so fast paced, and like a murder mystery that isn't your average murder mystery, and a story that was that was like not like what people made it out to be. Yeah, if you haven't seen Amsterdam yet, I totally recommend you give it a you give it a watch without and don't like read the reviews because I'm sure my review like could be the most well I don't know I know my taste in movies has been questionable and controversial. But hey, we've all like had controversial opinions throughout, and I've had a lot of controversial opinions this year. Like some like movies like got reviews like being terrible and vice versa. But hey, it's just our opinions. We can our opinions, our rules. We don't always have to like listen to what the critics say. We can just watch the movie for ourselves and form our own opinions. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna give Amsterdam a 10 out of 10. Yeah, probably like David O. Russell's the best movie yet, and one of the most entertaining movies of the year. So yeah, that's my review of Amsterdam. What's your opinion on this movie? Do you agree with me that this is an underrated masterpiece, or do you agree with the haters of the film that it's not good? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my top 10 most movies I like that everyone else hates. And yes, people, I've been planning to do that video for a long time, and after seeing Blonde, Don't Worry Darling, and then now this, I'm gonna greenlit that video and actually do it tonight in my area. Well, it's like 6 p.m. in my area, 6:30 as of I'm recording. But yeah, I'm gonna do it like in an hour. So yeah, bye guys.